One of the things I really love about this country is that wherever you are never far away from a hidden art treasure that you probably never even knew was there. Dating right back to the 17th century, Britain has been a nation of collectors, and thanks to these collectors, we have some of the best national art galleries in the world. But what we also have, which for me is particularly exciting, is some of the world's great paintings still hanging in the houses for which they were bought or commissioned. I'm here at Buscot Park in Oxfordshire to see one of the great masterpieces of Victorian painting, the Briarwood series by Sir Edward Coley Burne-Jones. The Faringdon collection is still here at Buscot Park, owned by the Faringdon Trust.
Hello!
Hello Roger, how lovely to see you.
Nice for you to come. Well, so glad you made it.
Yes, me too. Just caught it before the rain. But we've got the right light, that's the good thing.
Perfect light for
yes. The Briarwood series was brought in the 19th century by Sir Alexander Henderson, later the first Lord Faringdon. So this is the first one?
Yes, the Briarwood. They work in a sequence.
So here it's almost as though Burne-Jones himself is stepping into this magical world, isn't it?
Exactly. And what we're seeing is a series of knights who have been unsuitable suitors and fallen under the spell. This is a simultaneous scene as you go around the room.
So the same frozen moment in time in each
Exactly.
painting. And actually, when you look at this, you really see why it's called the Briarwood series, because the Briarwood, it's the most important thing in the painting in a way.
Yes. Over the 20 years that he worked on these paintings, he must have painted this one at least 4 or 5 times. We've got various sketches coming to it. And he always added something.
Yes, it's definitely one of those paintings. The more you look at it, the more you see.
It rewards you.
Definitely.
It certainly rewards you.
On that shield there's a really interesting boss.
Very few people will notice that. I'm so glad you did. What it shows is a woman in a bower in a wood.
So he's pulling together everything from all sources that he's read. The composition is really satisfying, isn't it? Because all the figures form one long shape, and they take your eye from the left to the right and then on to the other paintings. So I love that. That's a really pre-Raphaelite thing.
Yes, it is.
The second painting in the series is called The Council Chamber, and it's the same moment in time, again with the sleeping figures, all reading from left to right in the same picture plane, leading towards the king sitting on his throne at the right. And one of the interesting things here in this painting is Burne-Jones' use of that drapery behind. He apparently loved painting fabric, and you can see what care he's lavished on that, and also the patterns on the fabric that at first are hidden, but they come to light. And in the same way, you can see the reflections of the hand there in the floor. It's a wonderful dreamlike quality in this painting. This is the third painting in the series. It's called The Garden Court, and it shows the same moment, frozen in time, with weavers falling asleep at their looms. And it's given Burne-Jones an opportunity to paint all these beautiful pre-Raphaelite women. What really stands out here is their beautiful luminous skin, and the arms are continuing that sort of sinewy line that goes through the painting with the briar rose branches. And up in the top left corner, you can see a sundial, which continues the theme of time that runs throughout the whole cycle. And this is the fourth painting in the cycle, the Rhodes Bower. And it's kind of a culmination of everything we've seen so far. It's the Sleeping Beauty, and the Sleeping Beauty figure was apparently modelled on Burne-Jones's daughter. And the lady in waiting here to the right is modelled on his lover, the Greek, beautiful Greek, as Maria Zambako, she was called. And here you can see the wonderful contrast between the purity of the white the Sleeping Beauty's wearing and the slightly more passionate, deep indigo and purples that Maria's wearing. And the whole tone of this painting is beautifully set up by the light that's coming in through tiny windows there, just from outside. And again, we just see Burne-Jones's love of detail. There's so much detail in this painting and so many symbols. Even on the carpet, if you look carefully, you can see there are swastikas and hearts. And swastikas, of course, were ancient symbols for eternity, and the hearts are love. And then on the carpet here, you can see peacocks. And peacocks are a symbol of resurrection. So this is the moment, of course, where the Sleeping Beauty is about to be woken from her 100-year slumber. So I just think one of the wonderful things about looking at these in here is that you think this is exactly how Burne-Jones wanted them.
Yes, it is. Yes. That he recce'd the house and the room and pleaded for them to come in here. And in return for being allowed to install them in here, he added 10 panels free of charge.
So the ones in between...
Yes, were afterthoughts.
Were afterthoughts. Because he wanted the whole thing just to sweep you away.
Exactly.
And of course, Burne-Jones' great friend William Morris lived just across the lake, didn't he?
Yeah, that
so
was
he
his
was
summer
staying
home.
there
Yeah, they were staying
when he
there.
came to see them here.
Yeah.
So is William Morris's house in this direction?
Well, yes, it's just 3 miles as the crow flies in that direction, down that avenue.
And of course, it was really important to Burne-Jones that this was a north-facing room, isn't that right?
Oh,
because
very
of the light.
important, yes. Of course, he painted them in a room with northern light.
So it's very important for that mysterious atmosphere that they create.
You can see the subtlety in the tones and the colour, and you wouldn't see it if it was on the south side of the house. And, you know, the other thing that he did was he managed to persuade the first Lord Faringdon to create some very, very low electric light for her.
He was obviously very particular about how they were displayed.
Burne-Jones was into slow cooking. You should take your time.
Yes, quite right.
Well, you've seen the Burne-Jones. Come and see a Rembrandt.
Yes, please.